What up? Welcome to the show. We're back once again. The football dorks.
You so mean.
Football dorks with a
Elementary.
little Knicks basketball on the side, I guess, with a side of Knicks and a dash of Jets draft talk, I guess. That's what we doing. That's where we at. The Knicks are currently, right now, taking on the Sacramento Kings.
Yep.
I don't have the game on because I am deeply invested in this NIT final. And I apologize for the fucking Indiana State ruining my degenerate pick streak.
Dang.
But I did have Seton Hall, and they smashed Georgia. And I'm calling it now. I'm calling Seton Hall. I told y'all I had my Seton Hall futures, and I'm kind of pissed off because usually I would hedge, but I'm so pissed off at Indiana State that I'm not going to hedge. I'm just going to ride it out. In fact, I doubled down and I took Seton Hall again in the final money line because they were dogs. So that's how we're rolling with that for the degenerate portion of the proceedings. But aside from that, and I'm looking pretty good right now because we up 9. But besides that, we got professional basketball as well. Sad news for the Knicks and Knicks fans. Julius Randle, shoulder surgery, out for the season. I don't know why he didn't have it before, because now, the last I heard, he might not be ready for the start of next season. So that's never
My
what
man's
you
just never
want.
ready for the start of the season.
So that's never what you want, but I mean, at least the one kind of silver lining is at least you know that there's no reinforcements coming. There's no point in holding out hope that there's gonna be some hero Julius Randle coming to save the day. That's not happening. So we got to roll with the troops that we got. But I mean, how are y'all feeling about the latest news? How are y'all feeling about the Knicks' potential in making a playoff run?
Yeah, man. Down, gloomy, man. It's a gloomy day for Knicks fans. Terrible news. I kind of felt like anybody else, we would have been all right. We just need, like, kind of like what you said, we need that score. Like, had it been Mitchell not coming back, we already seen what we could do without Mitch. OG, you know what I'm saying? It was Randall that was like my biggest, like, okay, as long as we get him back, and of course, that's the one that we don't fucking get back. So, yeah, hurt,
It's always,
wounded. It's a good
and
word.
it's always the Miami Heat. No matter, no matter what's going on, it's always the Miami Heat that does it. Trying to take a fugazi charge. They dirty. They're the dirty team.
That was terrible, man. What you gonna do?
I don't know, man. I think, like, I was kind of expecting this, so it was like just the final
For real?
news, like, yeah, because it's just like the way it was trending, man. Like, if it was up to Julius Randle, the way that he always wants to play, he's like, you see him, man. He doesn't miss
Yeah,
games. He's always putting in minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not a
yeah,
dude that if he could be out there, he'd be like, like taking it easy, like to come back in. So I don't know, it just seemed like it was kept getting late, kept getting later and later, and there was no like positive updates whatsoever. Like, at least with like OG, there was like, oh, cleared for contact. He can start practicing. He could do light. He could do run throughs and all that stuff. But it's like you just got nothing from Julius Randle, and like it just kept getting prolonged, and it was just like it didn't look promising anyway. So this was just like kind of like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
obviously I don't think the injury, like, even if he had the surgery, would have made an impact this year. But I'm saying, like, for next year, like, I guess we're accustomed to Julius Randle coming in, like, not being ready for the start or having to work his way to the start of the season.
Yeah.
but it still sucks because you kind of wanted like that summer where like you if you got your pieces, like you wanted to know like what you were going into the season with and have
Mhm.
that camaraderie and have that chemistry built up. Because even like with these games, like they haven't like there wasn't that many games that they all played together anyway. So it's
Mhm.
like you're still it's almost like like an off season acquisition as opposed to like yo we took the like we went from the All-Star break all the way to now. You know, maybe there was some bumps in the road, but then this off season we're gonna get ready because this is who we got. This is what we're going into the season with, and you know, like we're gonna go for it.
Yeah.
So it kind of like delays that again. So I mean, not good news, obviously, but I just didn't. To me, it wasn't unexpected. We just got to see like this guy, the OG has to get back in there, man, because like
We need him
enough,
desperately.
man. Yeah, yeah, like enough, man.
Yeah.
I
H.
personally don't really think OG is gonna make a big difference. I think he'll make a big. I think he can make a difference in terms of you know, playing defense. You know, kind of reinforcing a lot of stuff that they are already doing well, but he's not a bucket the way Julius Randle is, and I just really feel like when it comes down to playoff minutes, if the only real one-on-one create your own shot scoring threat that they have is going to be Brunson, it's going to be real tough to get out of the East against really anybody because it feels like every team 1 to 8 has at least 2 buckets.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like if you know the Sixers, if they get back, if they Embiid is back, so they have Maxey and Embiid and Oubre. I mean Oubre would be the number 2 bucket if he was a Knick right now.
Yeah. Word.
Mhm.
So they got them. They have them two. Obviously the Bucks have Giannis and I mean they got 3 buckets too. They got Middleton and they have Lillard.
How's Middleton playing? I haven't been paying attention
He's
because
been
he
alright.
had
I mean, he's
struggle.
been
Yeah,
on
he's
minutes
had some struggles.
restrictions. He's been alright, but you know, I feel like he's been playing like how he always plays, which is kind of inconsistent, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
Mhm.
you know, we've seen him in big playoff spots. You know, be able to be a legitimate scorer against a playoff defense in a big playoff game. You know, he's not somebody that's going to carry any team
Nah.
through a playoff series, but as a
Mhm.
number 2/number 3, a guy who when they're trying to
Give
lock
you a
up your
game.
first 2 options on offense, somebody who can get a bucket, somebody who can knock down some shots, and you know what I'm saying, like they have that. The Knicks don't really have that, man. They got DiVincenzo who can knock down threes, but aside, if he's not hitting threes, he's not an offensive threat. He's not taking anybody off the dribble. He's not, you know what I'm saying? He's not that dude like that. Like his
Mhm.
main offensive, all he's got in his bag really is shooting threes.
Mhm.
And then they don't really have anywhere else to go after that. I mean, Bogdanovich should be truthfully their other bucket, but he can't even get on the floor because he can't play D. So I don't know, man. I just feel like without I gotta be honest. I'm still surprised that they have not fallen out of it this thus far without
Yeah.
Randall, because I didn't think that I thought without Randall that they wouldn't have even. I thought that they'd be a lot closer to falling down to the play-in by this
Mhm.
time. And I mean, listen, I don't want to jinx it. Not to say that it can't still happen because everybody's real tied up close. If the Knicks were to go on, I mean, what have they lost 2 straight now?
Mhm.
They lost their last 2. If they
Yeah.
go on like a
3.
little losing streak, they could fuck around and wake up and oh shit, we got to play this playing game real quick. Like
Mhm.
they
Mhm.
got to be careful. I'm saying I don't think that's gonna happen, but with
I hope
Embiid
not.
coming back, it's dicey. It can get real dicey in the
Yeah.
East.
No,
So
that's a fact.
I mean, even Atlanta started out the season so horribly, and then once Trae Young went out, it just seemed like it was gonna be a wrap for them. Like, but they seem to have found how they want to play and playing better now without Trae Young than they were with Trae Young. And
Which is
I mean,
crazy
I don't really
because
think they're gonna
he's
do
a bucket.
anything, huh?
It's crazy because it's like he's a bucket, but it's like they don't need that.
But that's the thing is that like you can get that's what worries me about the Knicks because on a night to night regular season basis, half these niggas not really paying attention anyway. So you can get away without having a bucket in the regular season on a night to night
Hmm.
basis. Like you don't need 2 buckets, 3 buckets the way that you do in the playoffs when niggas is dialed in on D and you know what I'm saying, you need somebody who can create your own shot. Like it's
Well,
different. You can get like look how many years the Bucks like that's why they went and got Lillard because no matter whether they were the 1 seed, they would dominate in the regular season with just having Giannis and a busted up injured Middleton. Like they were still able to dominate regular season and get 1 seeds with just having 1 bucket on the squad. But once playoff
hmm.
time comes and you don't got at least a couple of buckets for a threat, like you
Yeah.
fuck around and end up in trouble. That's why I'm saying like the
Yeah, because they
Hawks, they don't have they have to tell you the truth, the Hawks low key, I mean, they obviously Trae Young would be the best offensive player on their team. They still have DeJounte Murray and DeAndre Hunter has picked up his play second half of the season surprisingly.
Hmm.
Like he kind of started off trash. They got a lot of injuries. I don't even know if I would go as far as to say DeAndre Hunter is not enough of a bucket that I would really worry about them, but I don't know, man. Like they're a weird team, and they got like size. If they were fully healthy, I think that they could be scary. But I don't really think they're gonna do anything. But I don't know that bottom of the East is real weird, and like I don't know, like they could be scrappy, maybe. I mean,
yeah,
hopefully,
I
if
don't know. I
anybody's
think
gonna be scrappy, it'll be the Knicks. But I'm just, I think that they can get out of a first round against probably any of the teams that they would theoretically be facing now because right now they would be lined up to face whoever ends up being 7, right?
mm,
Whoever ends up as the 6 or the 7 would likely be. And I'm like, yo, with the way Miami's starting to play now, you really want to face Miami in the first round? I don't think
yeah, and
so.
Yeah, I think so.
even if you do end up like clawing the game like or the series, you're gonna be decimated because it's gonna go to no matter what, it's gonna go to 7. Every single game is gonna be a grinded out 98 to 102. You know what I'm saying? It's physical. Like you're gonna get like physically drained. So like for a team that's like already been, like the way that they play minutes and all that, like and like that type of series, or even if they are able to get out the first round in something like that, you're just gonna get wiped out.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. It's a little bit shaky because the Sixers, that could also be another team you could be facing, and I don't see how they're gonna get past the Sixers without Randall. But we'll see. I mean, the East is weird, man, because the Sixers are back in play now that Embiid is back. The Pacers have been they started out real hot, then they made the trade for Siakam, and it seemed like they were gonna really take off and really maybe challenge for like 1 to 3 seed. I don't
Yeah,
know
they
if
smell
the
blood in the
Siakam
water.
thing is not working or if they're taking time to figure out how to make it work. But they've kind of taken a little bit of a step back, whereas I thought, what I'm saying, coming off of the way that they started off the season, plus they went to the play-in tournament final against the Lakers, and they seemed like they were going to be a team that could really kind of have that, kind of doing what OKC looks like they're doing in the West, kind of taking that big step forward and being a real threat. It looked at the beginning of the season like Pacers was going to do that. Now I'm not so sure. Maybe they have some because Halliburton was banged up too, so I don't know if maybe they're just trying to keep him healthy and he's gonna bust out in the playoffs. Who knows?
Hmm.
But there's just so many question marks in the East that I can't really rule anything out. But I just look at the rosters and I'm just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
It
the
just looks
parity. I think the
dicey when
parity is just. I don't know. I think there's just a lot of parity right now.
well, there's
Like
always
I,
parity in the regular season with the NBA. It really comes down to, who's gonna take that step in the playoffs, and there's really no parity in the NBA playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like
no,
at least in the East, it's been Miami, Boston every year for the last at least 5 years.
no, but what I mean more so, it's like besides the Boston Celtics, which they got their own issue because it's like their issue is like if any of their big guys get hurt, like like they've had a best case scenario where like nobody's gotten like hurt. And their depth is their only weakness, but that hasn't been tested. Now, like for the other teams, they've gotten hurt, they've got better depth, but they don't have like they don't have like there's not a team that looks unstoppable even like at full strength besides the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Like even with Embiid, like there was games that the Sixers they still lost game. They didn't look like a juggernaut. You know what I'm saying? Because their number two guy is still Tyrese Maxey. So it's like, he'll give you that game, but also, he's not.
Tyrese Maxey's nice. Don't sleep on Tyrese Maxey.
No.
Oh,
But
he's
what I'm
nice.
saying is he's not that top tier superstar. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't know.
I don't think he's there.
How are you defining that? Because I would tell you right now that this year's Sixers with Tyrese Maxey as the 2 is better than last year's Sixers with James Harden as the 2. If Harden is a superstar, then what is Maxey?
But I don't know. I don't think. I don't think at this point Harden is a superstar anymore.
Okay,
Just
then
because
that's what I'm saying. Because I don't know how you.
Yeah, because
superstar.
even just think about it. Like, look at what he ended up getting. Like, Harden ended up getting traded for. Like, I just think, like, obviously there's a lot there with. No, I'm saying obviously there's a lot there with Harden in terms of like why his like trade value took a
Well, that's
certain
what I'm saying.
hit.
So what does what he got traded for have to do with anything?
Well, because it's like almost like it kind of like solidifies kind of like people don't look at him like that, like one of like the top tier, like the top tier ballers anymore in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, when like a team like the Nets are turning down supposedly 5 first round draft picks for Mikal Bridges, and you can only get like I think it was one in a swap for James Harden, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like just the price tag kind of like shows what the league thinks of him.
Well, you could say that, but I guarantee you right now, if the Sixers put Maxey up for trade, they could get 6 first rounders for Maxey today. So if you want to make that argument, what the trade value is, Tyrese Maxey he's probably top 20 in terms of trade value in the league right now.
Wow.
Maybe higher because of when you factor in the contract and shit and the age, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, has he really put the team on his back? Like you saw what happened.
Yeah, hell yeah, he put the team on his back. Embiid was out half the fucking year, and he kept them in the playoffs, and they got nothing.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, you see where they are, though.
So he's a superstar to you, Rob.
It's not even that I'm saying he's a superstar. All I'm saying is that to just diminish him like they have Embiid and then their 2 is Maxey, therefore they can't advance in the playoffs.
No.
I
That's
think
not what
that
I'm saying.
Where would you put in terms of top 2s, like 1s and 2s? Where do you rank Phillies, Embiid, and Maxey? Who are you putting in the East above those 2? Like I'll give you Boston, I'll give you Milwaukee. Where are you going after that? Who has a top 2 better than Philly after them 2?
But what I'm saying, the argument is kind of like going in a different direction. What I'm saying is like you look in some of the other years where it just felt like there was more on some of these teams, that the teams look like harder to beat. What I'm saying is like just there's more. Like it's more even, like in terms like there's not that 1, 2, and 3 where like the other years where like you kind of you already know who the top 3 teams were gonna be like you said like Miami and the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? Like the last few years it's been the Bucks at the top, Celtics at the top. Like you know that those 2 were gonna are supposed to end up in the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, this year it's not the Celtics and this team. There's a whole bunch of teams that could potentially meet with the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Like that's more of my point. It's like I'm saying like there's no like lockdown. Like because even if you look at the Bucks, like Damian Lillard is the name that is, unstop. Like you got Giannis and Dame Lillard. Yo, okay, that's flat. Like that's gonna make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. My point is like usually that would, but like this year there's like more like it's a little bit more
More
jumbled. Where
balance.
like there's more teams in the mix.
Hmm.
No, yeah,
Yeah, I can
I
see that.
agree with you on that. I agree with that. There's more teams that can make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I just, if we're talking about where we, what chances we're giving to every team, I put Philly on the higher end of the chances
Yeah.
as opposed. Like I'm not looking at Philly and saying they don't have as good of a chance as say the Bucks, because to me, I
No,
would put Philly ahead of the Bucks.
yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that either. But my point, like I said, like my point was more so like that, like the big three type of thing where it's like, okay, just sign them up. Like this is who's going here. So like there's more, and plus there's with Philadelphia particularly, you got the injury risk because even if Embiid is back now, but you know,
Yeah, he's injured.
uh, uh, you
Well,
for
yeah,
how
I mean
long?
that's
You know
been
what I'm
their
saying? So
problem. That's
it's
been
like
what's
there's
kept
more like
Philly for the last however many years, is that every time it comes to playoff time, Embiid is either unavailable or playing super banged up and misses several games in the series. Um, that's what that happened to them the last few years. Last year, obviously, the Bucks got Giannis hurt, and that you could point to that being the reason why they got bounced by Miami. Um, so obviously, none of these teams I think can really afford to lose any of their big time players. But the
Yeah.
irony to me of it is that you could talk about Boston's depth, but I personally think that Boston has the best depth out of all the teams.
Really.
Well, yeah, because if we're talking about regular season is one thing. To me, playoffs is a different thing. Playoffs, you're shortening up the roster. You're not concerned about
okay,
the
I got
big
you. I
Peyton
figured that's where
Pritchard
you would go.
minutes.
Yeah, I
Like,
got you.
you know what I'm saying? Like, if we're talking about playoff depth, you're really talking about a very short rotation and how many options do you have coming out of the starting five, and like if you're talking about just the top six rotation guys on any team, I would argue Boston can afford to lose one of them more than anybody else.
Yeah, I got you.
Like, what other team could afford to lose a starter for the whole playoffs? Like, I think Boston has the best chance if they lose a starter. I think any other team loses one starter, like for the whole playoffs, they're dead.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, when you take that into account, like when you're shortening the benches, then yeah, I guess like the overall depth doesn't really matter as much. So kind of like
Yeah, that's what I'm
it
saying.
kind
When we're
of
talking
like
about depth, when we're talking about playoff depth, we're
yeah,
not comparing Sam Hauser and Precious Achua. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
those
yeah.
two guys, if you're worrying about their production, then you already got bigger problems. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
Hmm.
it's really gonna come down to the top. It always comes down to the top dudes on every squad in the playoffs. So I feel like but to your point, I think it could go any way because every team has their kind of their warts, Um, so I'm not saying that the Knicks don't have a chance. I think they have just as good of a chance as really any of those teams. I just personally, when I just look at the construction of the roster, I just feel like if you're going into with what you got now in terms of health up against all the rest of the teams in the East, I just worry about where the Knicks are getting offense from. When
Mhm.
they lock down Brunson, especially because Brunson, like I said before, I love Brunson and he's great, but it's just much harder for a smaller dude like that to put the team on their back. because
Hell yeah.
just getting banged up and physical and
Yeah, and
like
especially like I feel like when you have to handle the ball that much and kind of create and do all that stuff, it's not it's more difficult to be that guy and be that bucket because it's like you have to focus on so much that like you're just your overall energy just and especially like you said, like at that size, it's just hard to like be constantly like going 100 miles an hour, like like a dude like whatever, like just a bucket in general. He could take it at 70% off. You know what I'm saying? And then kick it into high gear when when it's that last 3 minutes of the quarter, last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, whatever, and kind of kick it into gear and kind of go all out. But like when you have to go all out the whole entire game, it's like kind of wears down at the end, bro.
yeah. And the other thing about the Knicks, unfortunately, about Brunson particularly, is that in the playoffs, he's going to expend a lot more energy on defense because he's going to get hunted by every team, like in a way that they don't do in the regular season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Regular season, night in and night out, you're not hunting matchups the same way you do when you're facing a team back to back 7 games in a row. Like, they're gonna just be trying to hunt the Jalen Brunson size matchup to their advantage every time. Any smart team is gonna do that to try to wear this nigga out on
Facts.
D, so that he's not gonna drop 45 and carry the team on his back if he's getting posted up every play. You know what I'm saying, down on the other side of the court. So I don't
He's
know.
not a great
Just, I mean, it
defensive player
sucks.
anyway. On top of it, so they're gonna be doing that regardless.
Yeah,
That's
He's
that's the best way
That's
to
why,
get scored.
and that's
on
the
anything.
unfortunate thing about Bogdanovich is that and that's the thing I don't. That's the one thing that bothers me about Tibbs, man. Like, I get that you want to have your best defensive players on the floor at all times. Like, I get it. I get that this is your philosophy. This is how you play. But bro, regular season, like, this is because you're not gonna have Bogdanovich playing 30 minutes in a playoff game because of his defense. But you could play him 25 minutes in the regular season to give your other players some rest. You know what I'm saying? To give these dudes a spell. Like, he can go out there and score some points. And, like, yeah, he's going to get hunted on D2. But just like I said, in regular season, they're not going to hunt niggas on defense the same way they do in the playoffs. So, if, you know what I mean, they made the trade for Bogdanovich and Alec Burks. And I would have thought that was the whole point of that, was to keep to have more rotational pieces for the regular season, to keep everybody fresh and not get hurt. And then you tighten up the rotation in the regular season, not to have these niggas riding the bench all regular season long. And then even if you do need to throw them in a playoff game, there's no chemistry, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Because
But the playoffs always been his kryptonite anyway.
yeah, and I mean, like, it's like when you said that, it just popped into my head. It's like, okay, like the point shouldn't be like if let's say you take Brunson out or you take Josh Hart out or DiVincenzo out for a little bit, and because of their defense, like if they're in the game, you want in that short, like let's say a 5 minute or 3 minutes like space, you want to keep the score, let's say 10-12, right? With you having the 12, them having the 10 because of the defense keeping the score. But like if you bring in that bad defense, right, but they can give you offense, and it's 15-15, then or like 17-15, just because you gave up more points doesn't mean like that the offense that you're gaining because of the offensive players that you leave in there, you're still breaking even or keeping the same margin. It's like I see, like we're saying, it kind of seems like he'd rather keep it like, okay, in this 3 minute or 4 minute span, like I need them to score 10 points and us to score 12, like as opposed to like, yo, if they score 17, we score 19, like that doesn't like kind of in his mind, it
That's
doesn't
not good
kind of
enough
like
for
make
him.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it kind of it's the same shit, but it just looks at the end like the final score doesn't look like how he wants it to look.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
crazy
I don't know.
to think
Remains to
like
be
that.
seen. I mean, at least, like I said, at least they know that there's no reinforcements coming. They got to figure out how they're going to run the rotation, where they're going to get the offense from.
Hmm.
But
Let me
well,
ask
we'll
you
see how it
something, H.
goes.
Before we switch the topic, let me ask you something. What realistically, what do you see the Knicks? Like, let's say we stay like this. This is it. Where do we even get out? Where we end up? Where do we end up? Do we end up playing? Like, if you had to put, like, really think, like, really guess, you try to be as accurate as possible. What do you think?
So here's what I think, and this is like it's kind of like because I'm kind of basing it off of like where you saw the expect. Because like I feel like when you first got a chance to see the team after they made the OG trade, where they had it was a like a
Mm-hmm.
two-man game on offense between Randall and Brunson. Then you had total lockdown D
It's
because of
perfect.
Ananobi. Like Knicks fans got to dream like, yo, we could take. They were the best team in the NBA like to start the year in January
Yeah,
February they were the
I
best
remember.
team in the league.
Hmm.
And then they stayed hot for the beginning right after Randall went down. So I feel like you were able to kind of keep those same expectations. Like, yo, we still could do this. We still have a top three squad in the East. So when I say like I'm worried about the Knicks, I'm not worried about them falling to the play-in anymore. I was at first because I just didn't think that they were going to be able to sustain winning, um, to be able to keep the in that top in the top five. But it doesn't look like they're going to fall to the play-in unless they have a
Yep.
real bad April. And then if they, you know what I'm saying, like if they stay top six, it depends on who they face. I think they can win a round. I think they're dangerous. I think they're real scrappy and they're real dangerous. But I just feel like depending on who the matchup ends up being, it's just going to be tough for them to take a team 4 out of 7, you know, with no offense. I think that they could. I think they could get past probably and any of the playing teams. I think they could get past Atlanta. I think that they would beat Chicago if Chicago
Nice.
somehow makes it out of there. I
Hmm.
think they're gonna have a tough time. I think they're gonna have a tough time with Philly. I think they'll have a tough time with Miami. I think they. I still. I think they match up well with Orlando,
Hmm.
even without having their full reinforcements, because Orlando plays a similar style. They're trying to play a close game. They're
Yeah.
trying to play a low scoring game. They have, I would say, maybe Franz Wagner is probably a better number two than anything that the Knicks have. But at the same time, I think Brunson is so much better at this point in his career than
Hmm.
Banchero and Wagner that I would
Hmm.
still take them in a series just because I feel like they still would have the best closer and they wouldn't be going up against a team who I fear in any kind of way offensively. They kind of try to do the same thing, and I feel like the Knicks probably would just do it better. So even though Orlando is above them in the standings right now, I like the matchup with Orlando. I
Yeah.
don't I don't hate the matchup with Cleveland either, because Cleveland similarly too, they're a bigger squad. They kind of want to play those low scoring games, those defensive games, and I
Hmm.
still haven't seen it from Mitchell in a way that I still would take Brunson over Mitchell. And as much as
Hell
y'all
yeah.
know I was big on Garland last year, and I still think there's something there. I just feel like once they traded for Mitchell, and now you got two small guards, I feel like Garland took a back seat and kind of lost his way. So he's not as
Yep.
much of a threat. So I feel like they match up well with Cleveland too, but I feel like it just ends up who they end up playing. I feel like if they end up having to face, whether it's Philly, Philly or Boston, I feel like could get ugly.
Yeah. Yeah. Philly could beat us, bro. Right now, the way we construct, yeah, Philly's gonna
Well, it's
beat
not
us,
even that.
bro.
I feel like it could get. I feel like you could fuck around and get swept. Like
I
I
can
hate to
see it.
say that, but
No, I can see that. Yeah.
I just feel
I,
like it could get dicey with Philly, if they're
we're
fully
depending
healthy.
on. I feel like we're gonna have to depend on too many people to be on in the playoffs. Like it can't be like one person's best. I mean, Well, Sun could give you 30 maybe a night. You know what I mean? What's his name? DiVincenzo? I always have a problem saying his
We
name.
we,
Yeah.
we should have kept
Yeah.
Malachi Flynn, put up 50.
He could give you 30, once a night, but we're gonna need Deuce to give it 20. We're gonna need we need Hartenstein to put 17 up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna need too much from
Yeah,
too many people that aren't consistent enough. Brunson
yeah.
alone is not gonna be able to do it. And that's why, yeah, it's sad, man. It's gonna be hard, but we got the dog
Yeah,
in
I
us
mean, it
though. I know
depends on
that
the
for sure.
matchup. They're scrappy and like listen,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
think
what level of health Embiid is at too.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if Embiid, he looked good the other night, and when he came back, I don't know how they. I haven't checked to see how they're doing against the Heat, but like, the only thing about Philly is like to be honest with you, going back to Maxi, like Maxi could ball, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
Maxi, if Philly plays New York right now, he's the third best guy on the court.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You go you go
Definitely.
Brunson and Embiid, and Maxi he's the third best guy, and it's not close. Like the
Yeah.
drop off from him to whoever you want to say is fourth, whether you want to pick somebody from the Knicks or the Sixers, it's a long break your
Drop off.
knee drop. You know what I'm saying? So I just work because like Maxi could light up. He could light it up. And they don't, especially if they don't have OG, because that was the thing that a lot of people was
That's
talking
the
about.
thing,
Like if
man. You need him.
they have OG, he could probably, people were saying that maybe he could guard Embiid 1-on-1, which I think is going to be a tall task. But even if he could, yo, who's guarding Maxi, bro?
Yeah.
Who's going to guard Maxi
Yeah.
if
No.
it's not going to be OG?
Yeah.
I just don't know. So
But I do think with OG, it's definitely gonna be a lot better, a lot
no,
more
yeah, for
helpful.
sure. With OG, I think that you could do enough to disrupt the other team's ones and twos defensively that they could definitely be scrappy and steal a series or two. But I just don't know. I mean, and it's still a little ways away. Somebody could get
Yep.
hurt. Somebody could.
Yep.
We got to see what happens. I mean, Boston. I still don't know if I'm fully sold on Boston, just being this, just because, man, they like crunch time.
When it's crunch time.
They
Damn,
just
you
fall
took the word out
apart,
of my
man.
mouth.
Like they really got to be blowing niggas out, because if they fuck around and face a close game in the fourth quarter, like they start to wilt. And I ain't talking about Chamberlain, so they got
They
problems.
they they dead ass be playing in crunch time like that meme of the caveman and the fucking have you seen the meme, right, where they got a Tatum with that looks like the caveman, and then Jalen Brown like with a baby face and with a big ass flat top. You
No,
haven't
No, I
seen
have
that?
not seen
Oh,
this.
I gotta send it. Like that's who they turn into, like who they turn into in crunch time. I gotta find it for you.
Yeah, I don't know. So I mean, the East is wide open. So like
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how things play out. I just wish that it's just a shame that the Knicks had such a good season and Brunson was able to keep them afloat throughout the injuries. To find out, right here with the playoffs on the horizon, to find out now that 100% Randall's not coming back at any point. It's kind of like a little deflating, but
yeah,
It might be good for the
things could be
mindset,
worse.
though.
You could be the Nets.
right. Yeah, we just need OG back, man. I think OG
Yeah,
is gonna
man. I
be
like
a big help, man. So we just
two.
need.
But the thing is that I think he'll help in the playoffs. I don't see how he's gonna help now.
I just don't see us doing without him. I don't see us without him. I feel like it's not gonna happen. With him, like you said, to take your words, we could steal one. We could steal a series or two. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah. But I feel like they can steal a series without him, because I mean, like I said, it depends on the matchup. Because
Yeah, it depends on the
you,
matchup. Yeah, Orlando, I'll
if you
take my
face a
chances.
squad
Cleveland,
that
I'll
you
take my chances.
desperately need him to guard somebody,
Yeah,
then you're gonna be in trouble. But if you face, like, I think that they, like, even without OG, I think they could fuck around and get past. I think they could get past Cleveland.
yeah.
I think they could get past
Orlando.
I still think they could get past Orlando without OG. I think it's not going
I
to be
think so.
easy, but I
Nah.
think with the pieces they have right now, not even including OG, I still think they can match up with Orlando, and I would still
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
if you're talking about close fourth quarters in a 7-game series. Give me the Knicks roster right now as
Yeah.
is with Brunson
Yeah, me
over
too.
a fully healthy Orlando,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even
they go
without
to
OG.
7.
But the other
Uh,
ones, I feel like that's gonna be tough. That's
Yeah.
gonna be tough.
I agree. I agree.
real quick, what do you feel like you were in on this? You were first on this anyway, Bobby. But
What, Seton
how
Hall beating
bad?
Indiana State? Yeah.
No, no, no. Well, apart from that too. But do you like? Well, you mentioned the Nets. How badly
Fucking
did
Nets.
they screw up the Mikal Bridges like value in terms of like you saw what he ended up like you said this before, so this is not breaking news to you. But what I'm saying is like them going from like supposedly turning down 5 first round draft picks, like because they were going like supposedly he's a player that you can build around, and then kind of seeing that it's kind of fallen apart in in the time since like the trade deadline to now.
Well, the crazy thing is, and I hope this doesn't happen, but they may be because even though Bridges' value has diminished and nobody looks at him as somebody you're going to build a team around and nobody values him the way that they were back when they were getting offered tons of draft picks for him, there's one team that still kind of does appear to value him like that. The Knicks. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope they don't do something stupid and throw like all types of draft capital to pick up Mikal Bridges. But I do keep hearing all these fantasies about, oh, let's get the Villanova crew back together. Like, nigga, this is not college, bro. This is don't let these March Madness fucking Final Four trick you. Fucking
So
adding Mikal
this
Bridges
is
is no
not
championship maker.
So let me
this is
ask you
not the
something.
Expendables.
Yo,
Not at all.
yo, Bridges or Randall as your two. Who do you prefer? You
Oh
prefer
my
Bridges, no?
God. I'll take Teresa Randall over Bridges as my two.
Wow.
No, come on. As a two, no. Bridges is not a two. He's not a two anywhere. Like, not on a
Really?
contending
Oh
team.
shit.
No way. He wouldn't be a
Wow.
two on the Knicks right now.
That'd be who? Nah, now yeah. He's not. DiVincenzo's not better than him. With
I
Randall,
mean,
okay, I'll give
I
you
get.
Randall, but
I don't know, man. Like, part of me feels like he'd be 2A, 2B.
wow.
Like, I don't know that if he was
Not
on the
because I
Knicks
know
right
motherfuckers
now.
with that mentality, that Bridges in the Knicks mentality. I know motherfuckers with that mentality, so that's
Here's the
why.
Well,
thing. Like,
you hear it on the radio too.
on
Yeah,
the
but people that believe that it will work or want it to happen is different.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm
And
fearful
it
that I
might
hope that
work,
they
but
don't bail the Nets out of this disaster they find themselves in by giving them anything valuable for Bridges, because, like, I mean, Bridges is he's a nice player, but
I feel like was 2 years ago, or a year ago, he was a fucking hot commodity. Everybody wanted the young dude that was gonna
not
be.
me.
Wow,
Not
that's
me,
crazy.
because I've seen him play with Phoenix, bro.
Yeah.
I watched
Mhm.
him in the finals with Phoenix against Milwaukee. Like, I've been watching Mikal Bridges for a long time, and like I respect his game. Like, I respect that he plays every day. He got this crazy Iron Man streak, you know.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, if we're talking about like big boy basketball, playoff basketball, who am I banking on to kind of help me get over the top? Get
Yeah.
over, in a series like. What is Mikal Bridges bringing to the table? He's not even a one on the worst Nets team you ever seen. Like, he's not even the
Wow.
one there.
Wow.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he's not the one on this terrible Nets team right now,
Yeah.
then what is he? Like, right now with the way that the Nets roster is constructed, he should be far, like, kind of like what happened with Atlanta, right? Atlanta, it was DeJounte Murray and Trey Young, and it was always kind of like, they have two guards, they kind of do the same thing. Which one is gonna emerge? Trey Young goes out, DeJounte Murray comes out, and he's averaging 30 points a game. Same thing with Brunson. Like, once they shipped out RJ and Quickly, like, Brunson he had already kind of taken control, and he was the guy over both RJ and Quickly. But you notice once RJ and Quickly got out of there, and it was, Brunson had that role. He was the clear one in terms of the guards. Like, it was established, and no one was gonna take that shit from him. Whereas with Bridges, you've had like Cam Thomas came out of nowhere and became the one. Like, bro, that at
That can't
minimum,
happen.
that's
Yeah.
supposed to be your squad, bro. Like,
Right.
whether you lose 82 games, Bridges should be out there balling. He should be at least averaging in today's NBA. If you on a squad where you can get as many shots as you want a game, you know what I'm saying? He could take 20, 25 shots a game if he wants and just be the offense for the Nets. He should easily be averaging over 25 a game.
Mm-hmm.
And he could barely crack 15. Like, he can't score. He
That's
has no
crazy.
That's
go-to
crazy.
move on offense. Like, he doesn't have a post up. He's not an efficient driver to the basket. You know what I mean? He's a decent 3-point shooter. I mean, he's just decent at everything. He's not really great at anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That's something I definitely did hear. He's good at everything. He's not. Well, you're saying decent, but I've heard.
I just
good
feel like
at-
how much better is he than Deuce McBride? Really?
yeah.
Like, is he that much more talented than Deuce McBride? I don't think he is. Is
Yeah.
that blasphemy to
this.
say?
I love this lane.
I love Deuce, man. So you ain't getting shit from me.
I don't know, man. I don't get all this.
He just hit
all
it.
this,
He hit it too
all
when
this
you said,
Bridges love.
"Is he better than?" He hit a three as soon as he said, "Is he better than Deuce?" And Deuce
And the
hits
other
a
thing
three.
about Bridges, and
That shit was fire.
I won't get into this because I'll go down a whole rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But he comes across as soft, bro. He comes across as soft to me.
I haven't watched him
and
that
not
much.
soft
Yeah.
like not soft, not even necessarily soft like in a bitch way. I'm not saying he just is too polite. He just seems too polite, too nice. Anytime I see him interviewed, anytime I see him post game, like even the shit that he was saying after the Knicks went in there and busted their ass, and everybody, it was like Madison Square Garden South in Brooklyn, how it always is, because the Brooklyn fans can never, compete with the Knicks fans. And he's like, oh, it'd be nice if we had a home court. Like, come on, bro. Like, he just don't. To me, he just don't got it. You know what I mean? Like, and I won't go too deep into it, but aside from the fact that I don't think he's necessarily a top flight talent wise. He definitely, like, even like you look at a dude like Marcus Smart. I don't think Marcus Smart is top flight talent wise. I would say that Mikal Bridges probably is more skilled of a basketball player than Marcus Smart. But I would rather have Marcus Smart because at least he's bringing something to the table.
Yeah. Something consistent you can hang your hat on and shit.
Yeah, like he doesn't do it for me. But
Yeah.
Yeah, he really is like what Josh Hart said, like the Squidward meme, where it just seems like he wants to go play with his friends.
Exactly. That's exactly.
What Squidward meme? Which one?
Yeah, I don't know.
Watching,
I sent you.
SpongeBob and Patrick play outside, like jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent you
funny.
the picture of the Jalen Brown.
Yeah, I
and
seen that. That shit was hilarious. I gotta bang
yeah,
out for
that
work.
shit
I don't know
was-
what the fuck I'm gonna say.
Mhm.
All right, so what do we got for?
Oh, this
you
is the
said you had
interesting part.
We could skip. We could do.
Jets.
We could do that. Just stuff we could do next week. Like, we could just talk general. It doesn't matter. Like, I could do that next week. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean.
Well, let
we
me
still-
tell you something. Let me tell you something about the draft. I was getting ready to do my top 5 quarterbacks, and yo, bro, I
In
don't
the
understand.
draft.
Yeah, I was doing this little film study on the quarterbacks and shit,
Okay.
I'm studying.
like actual film, and that's the good thing about quarterbacks. It's not like running backs and where you can't find film. Like quarterbacks right now, you can find film on them. And that's so dope. I wish they did that for receivers too, but bro, I don't understand how Penix is not the best quarterback in the fucking draft, bro. He looks so ready to. Bro, I feel like
You've seen
I-
him before, right?
yeah, I've seen him in games. I've seen him in game situations. Yeah,
You know he wears do-rags.
yeah. So
you go.
does I.
You know.
So does
You
I.
know. You
But-
know what John Mara calls it? He calls them don't rags.
Stupid. Don't draft. He's more like. But yo,
That's what got Gino shipped out. He saw him with a do rag. Like, this nigga out of here. Send that nigga over to Seattle. Can't
Yeah,
be
it's so
having
funny. I wear
do-rags
the
you can't be having do rags at one giant's place or whatever the hell they call it. One giant way.
yeah one giant way. It's funny. I wear the stocking cap shit. The motherfuckers look at me like I'm fucking an alien, bro. That shit is mad funny. And then there's this old white dude. He always says, "When you gonna get me one? When you gonna get me one?" I'm like, "Shut up, man. You don't
God.
want one." And he's like, "For
So
real,
you
for
think
real."
Penix is the best quarterback in the draft?
This is what I wanted to say as a take. Someone's gonna jump in, bro. I can't fathom the fact that no one's gonna jump in the top 15 and draft this kid. Someone's gonna reach for him in that first round. I was thinking about that second round, and that's what my hope as a Giant was, right? Like, oh, he might be there in the late first and the second. But bro, I can't fathom it, bro. I understand injuries and all that shit, but come on, man, you got a kid like that, you're gonna let him fall to the second? I like this. That's not.
Are you gonna give
That's
him to a
not
good
Josh
team?
Allen, bro. I was telling Biggs that might be the best quarterback fucking film I've seen since Joe Burrow, bro. And Joe Burrow had fucking, obviously that run that he had was fucking spectacular. But Trevor Lawrence, his shit looks better. Like the kid is crazy, man. The kid is crazy. I don't know. I think someone's gonna sneak up there and grab him, bro. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably why you're not hearing the buzz on that, man. Because like nobody that actually wants him
He's gonna say,
is gonna come out and be like and hype him up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like could just be falling for it, like especially those teams that are like in the in that 15 range. Like there's like three teams. There's the Vikings,
yep.
the Broncos, the Raiders. They all need a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I think what they're all three of them know. Like all these teams know.
Yeah, exactly.
What they're trying to do is just like, yo, don't go to the pro day. Like, no, don't say anything. Don't say anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to keep it on the low because they know, man. He's been in college long enough. He has enough tape. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the red flags with him are the injuries and his age or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? But
He's
it's like
24.
it's almost.
He's not even like fucking what's his
Yeah, I
name?
understand,
Whedon.
but when
Remember Whedon that came in like at
Oh, he's a
26?
man.
But Brandon Whedon was like the other extreme.
Isn't
You
he
know
a
what I'm
coach
saying?
now?
And like
Yeah, but they talk about
he's a grandfather.
he came in as a grandfather. He's a fucking great grandfather. But they talk about the kid like he's fucking 30, like he's fucking 30. I'm like,
Yeah,
it
but the thing
sounds
is
like it
that-
looks like smoke screens, like when they say that negative shit. Like he's 24, bro.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
So
saying
he's your
you say
number
20.
one.
You say 24, but it's like, Drake May is 21. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 3 years. I know it's stupid, but because you're like that's on the like ideally if it's for 10 years that you have this quarterback, this is the back end that we're talking about anyway. But it's like, but the thing is, it's like all these teams think about that. It's like, oh, is he good? Is he this much like that? Like this good because he had this much time in college learning and is older, more mature than the other players that he's playing against. So like that's what comes in. But like at the end of the day, man, it's like for a team like the Vikings, like your quarterback was what 30, 36? I think I think he's like 36.
34, no?
Who?
No,
Cousins?
Kirk Cousins. Yeah, he's got to be 35, 36.
Yeah, 35 now, I think.
And, he just got all of this money right now. So it's like if
Yeah, but
Like-
I don't understand why you ignoring. Kirk Cousins doesn't wear do-rags.
He
I
does
mean,
he
wear
has grills.
chains, but that's just for fun. Like he let Kirk Cousins show up with a do-rag, see if he's getting that same kind of money.
yeah, but also I mean we're not talking about we're talking about like for example the Vikings. We're talking about the Raiders. we're talking about teams that don't look at color when it comes to quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Now, our
Listen,
Giants
we're talking
it's a
we're
separate issue.
talking about the team that could not wait to get rid of Mike Vick and clean themselves up with some Matt Ryan. That's what we're talking about.
Crazy.
Yeah, true. Um, but I'm saying, but,
But
but
no,
the
I
po-
get
the
what you're
point
saying.
being, it's like they, that's
And we're
like
talking
that's
about
the
a team that
quarterback
could
they
have had
just
Justin Fields and decided, nah, we'll go with old ass repaired Achilles Kirk Cousins.
yeah.
And
I
they
don't know,
could have
man.
had
But
fucking Lamar too last offseason, and they didn't want to do it. So I'm
that
just
yeah,
saying,
that,
2 do-rag wearers, 1 non-do-rag wearer. The
Mm-hmm.
non-do-rag wearer got the contract with Atlanta. The 2
Huge.
non-do-rag they wearers, they passed on him.
yeah.
I'm just those are the only stats I see. Two
Dude, the dude,
do-rags versus 0 do-rags.
the dude, the
These
dude,
niggas got me using this.
That sounds like
the
Cheeks.
dudes and rags. You
That
should.
that that sounds like Cheeks ranking a movie ranking.
Yo, we need that back too. We need that
Yeah,
back.
I gotta
That
get
was
back.
the ill branding.
I gotta get back on my movie shit, man. But
Yeah.
but Flex, I understand what you're saying. That the age, I get it, but it's not like just to me like the talent level is not enough. Like, come on, man, you get something like that at 24, bro. Men don't reach their prime till fucking 28, 29 anyway, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, also you do have like a Sam Darnold who can like hold it down for like 10, 12 games, 8 games, like while he kind of gets accustomed to the speed of the NFL. Not to say that, not to
Yeah,
say that
I'm not agreeing with that. I'm not going with that one at all. You're not gonna involve me in that Jets talk, bro.
Who is so who is 2?
I'm fucking with you. Nah, that's not my number one. That's not. I'm gonna give you
I
my.
asked
I'm gonna
like
give you.
4 times, so that's your number 1. I thought I
Nah.
got a head nod. I guess
Oh,
not.
nah,
Who's
nah,
number
nah.
1?
I'm sorry. I can't give you my number. I'm gonna give you a quarterbacks next week. I'm still working on that. I'm still working on it.
So why'd you start it? I thought that you
Nah,
started.
because
You're
he
gonna
talked
go
about
down the
draft.
path.
I was just gonna give you my. I was just giving you about Penix. How I'm watching them, and I just can't understand it. And I feel like someone's gonna. Basically, that's my little gem. Someone's gonna jump in that top 15 and grab him, bro. That's my little gem. I think. I apologize if I misled you.
Who's gonna grab him?
Hey, maybe Minnesota stays right where the fuck they are. Everybody thinks that they're moving up. Maybe they stay right there. Maybe if Daniels is gone, they stay right where they are and get Penix. He already has. He already wears that purple anyway.
the Raiders will do some sneaky shit like jump him though.
That's
I
true.
don't know what the Raiders are doing, man. I don't know.
That's what they
the
want you.
Raiders
They,
No, but
they don't want
like
you to
him.
know
Yeah,
what
they
they're
want him.
doing.
They want him too, right?
They don't want to know what themselves are doing. I don't know what the hell they're doing. All they know, all they're doing is Max Crosby's doing his podcast. I seen that shit, and
What they're doing
I
is
gotta say, it's terrible. It's terrible.
24 hours before the draft starts, they're just finishing the names that they're putting in the
Yeah,
hat.
it's like yo, what y'all got?
They're just finishing the little like piece of envelope.
Yo,
Like,
for real, I'm
Nah,
surprised they haven't drafted somebody. I'm surprised they haven't like drafted somebody like that was either already drafted or drafted like do like a clumsy like fantasy draft joint. Like, oh, I'm gonna take this guy. They're like, nah, he's already gone. Oh, all right. Nah, whoa, hold on. Like, I'm surprised we don't see
and man,
Yeah.
at the
Raiders doing
podium,
that.
at the podium.
Now they're gonna take what they're gonna do on draft day. They're gonna take the same bowl that Mark Davis gets his haircut
Yeah,
with.
there you go.
They're gonna take it, flip it. They're gonna put all the names in the bowl, and then they're gonna mix it around like the box. That's what they're
Yeah.
gonna do. They're gonna have
Hell
little
yeah.
footballs
That
with.
would be sick.
They're gonna be like, hey,
And
what's
I
Mel
mean-
Kiper's? What's Mel Kiper's top 25? All right, write them all down on a piece of
Yeah,
paper.
and I mean, if you go off the success of the box, I mean, it might not necessarily not be
Yeah,
like
that's
the
true.
worst thing ever. You know
The
what I'm
box
saying?
was more successful. You're right, because the box was more successful last year than the last fucking 20 years of Raiders draft picks.
Word.
Yeah,
Yeah. But what we are 3 weeks away. Where are we? 3 weeks away.
28th. So we got 24.
25 days. Can't wait.
Yeah, what day is it? No,
25 days.
no, it's got to be 3 weeks, 21 days,
21?
20 days.
Oh, 20 days. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
because
24.
Yeah. Well, it's
Oh, I thought
I think it's the 25th, 26th.
Yeah, you're
27th.
right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. 24th. Yeah. Can't wait, bro. Can't wait. Damn, what should I tell my boss, son?
You're not going into
About
work.
what?
You're not going into work regardless. You're not feeling it.
No, I actually had a little situation in my back and shit, and I was supposed to go in today and have tomorrow off, but my shit was so fucked up yesterday. I was like, nah, son, I'm just bang. I'm just gonna use my day to
You
day.
had
But
you were supposed to go to work and fall down while you was there, dog. What are you doing?
nah, it's not that bad. Yo, that shit. I seen that Joker shit. That it's official. That shit's really gonna happen, huh?
What?
Oh, the musical joint that I
Yeah,
said,
but
yeah.
yeah, I saw that shit yesterday.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, by the way, I've not stopped thinking about Fiddler on the Roof. I've not stopped thinking about that and you're a musical guy. That shit sent me spinning last week.
It's
Yo,
funny because
speaking,
I've been listening to the West Side Story shit more this last week. I was listening to it.
I was listening to West Side Connection today, actually.
can I
I was
can
listening to
I
Gangsta Nation. When's the last time you listened to Gangsta Nation? That shit is a banger.
I haven't.
yo,
even-
speaking of the
I
shit,
forgot how hard that
yo,
song
I was playing some Outkast on Sunday. That shit holds up, man. Some of that shit holds up. It was a little wild back then when it
Which
came out
one
at
though?
first.
Which ones?
No, Outkast
Um,
is fire, yeah.
For the
yes.
most part, like, yeah, I mean, Outkast is fire just because, like, that's my whole shit. The whole shit, like, I like what they were all about. I'm just saying the actual music. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
sometimes, like, if you go back and there's music from, 20 years ago, it doesn't necessarily hold up, even if you still like it because of what it represented
Yeah.
in that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, the actual music still holds up. Like, they were just eccentric a little bit before their time. But the actual music, yo, like I was listening because I remember,
Yeah, Andre
like, I had
3000 was Caleb Williams before Caleb Williams.
exactly. There you go.
That's a fact.
But he that because I had the record like back then, of the art of storytelling with Slick Rick.
Yo,
Well,
I
the
love that
video,
album.
the music
Oh
video
yeah,
was
with the
with Slick Rick,
Outcast.
but
Yeah.
yeah, with the Outcast, yo, man, that shit is a
Part two.
fucking banger, man.
Banger.
Well, but it's actually the song is actually part one on the album, but it's part two because
A different beat,
they
no?
added the no they
No, no,
added
no, no, no. No, part one is a different track.
Yeah.
no
There's
No,
part one,
it's
part two,
in
and
part two.
the remix of part two is Slick Rick.
I'm confused. I thought it was a Slick Rick record.
The Slick Rick is
No.
on the remix of part two.
That's what I'm just gonna double check because that's what I thought.
You thought that because it's right.
Okay, let me just I'm just gonna double check right here. Yeah.
The reason why I know that is because the art of storytelling part one gets no shine, and I love that song. Baby, did you hear that? Yeah, baby, I heard it too. That shit comes off hard from the beginning.
No, this is Art of Storytelling Part One. That's this one. This is the one that Slick Rick is on.
So did I flip one and two?
Yeah. Can you hear this or no?
No, I
No.
can't hear anything.
Somebody keep me up to date for a fun day. This that one with and the dungeon. Let's say her name is
Yeah, still can't hear it or no?
Yeah, we hear it.
Yeah, it sounds terrible if you hear it. Or I can hear it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get it. I know what song you're playing.
Yeah, but that's the one that Slick Rick is on.
Yeah, I hear it. I know the song.
Yeah, but that's Art of Storytelling Part One.
Yeah, but you didn't prove anything because you didn't show us that it was part one. You just were playing the song. I hear it.
Yeah, well, here's. I mean, I
Okay,
don't know what
but
to tell
is
you.
the one that I'm thinking of, is that part two?
Yeah, that's the other one.
Okay. So, but the Slick Rick one is the remix of part. It's the remix of part one. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay. Because Slick Rick was not originally on any of the originals.
No.
Yes.
I was just into that fucking Slick Rick album too. The second one, the art of storytelling, not too long ago.
Yeah,
Because
no,
then
that shit was hard.
that was like a weird time because he also had the song um on his album with Outkast. And
Oh,
before that, he really wasn't doing anything either.
That's what I
Like
was just gonna say. He kind of came back out of nowhere, like in that
yeah,
one
yeah,
moment.
yeah.
it's funny because the one of the reasons that I started listening to my musicals again, because I haven't in a minute. So I was researching kind of wanted to, you know how you kind of want to get in the vibe sometimes you play music. So I found some dude sent me a fire ass, dark ass like storytelling, real depressed, not depressed but dark beat and painful beat. So I started listening to some songs that I haven't listened to in years. One of them is Jewel, and this
Jewel,
little
the
sis,
artist, or Jewel is
The
the name of the
singer?
song?
the singer, yeah. And I'll give it to you as my song for the day. It's called Little Sister, and I played it just to kind of get in that mood, and then it helped me tremendously, and I ended up writing the fucking song about like to help me write the song, and then my shorty was like, "Yo, I never heard you play this shit before. What the hell?" I was like, "Yeah, I know a lot of Jewel's first album," and she goes, "That's fucking crazy. I never heard you do that." And then I was like, "Oh, so you must have never heard me."
You live in a secret life.
I had a little moment where I
Can't
was
you be regular, nigga? Have another family, dog. What the fuck?
right.
I know.
Come on, bro. What the fuck? Where's your fucking fiance at? Where's your
Yeah, nigga,
That's
like,
fiance?
crazy. You live in a secret life,
But
a
yeah, so
secret
then I ended up
musical
playing
who
life.
is this nigga?
They're
musical
about to
life.
do a documentary on you, my secret musical life. You're gonna be on
This nigga,
Shit is
MTV.
on.
this
That
nigga,
shit is
it's like shit.
on.
Like, he'll have a bag or some shit, or like look in the car, and like she goes in the back seat. He's like, "Whose are these?" And like it's like panties or some shit, but it's like, is this nigga's tights? Cause,
I'm a
he
music.
doing ballet?
Yo, and when they
I'm
do the
doing musicals.
documentary, it's just his face is gonna be blurred out, and they're gonna show him going to the whip, and he's gonna be a blur on his face, and then they're gonna have him the interview, and he's gonna have the in the dark with the voice like this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was just listening to musicals on my free time, and they fucking found me.
My secret musical life is crazy.
I can't believe you're living a double life like this, though.
That sounds like
Of
an
all double
autobiography. That
lives
sounds
to
like a
live, a
book.
musical life.
The musical protection program.
Yo, you crazy. So that
Oh,
was
fucking
funny.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is killing me right now, man. Fuck.
No.
Terrible.
Well, my man was hitting me up. He said that he played you on some fantasy or some shit.
Who, what?
And my man was hitting me. He said that he played you H or some shit. I don't know what is that. A fantasy?
Who played me?
One of my mans from Queens.
Oh, I don't know. Oh,
Abused the mind.
that's because you're boycotting. That's because you boycotted. That's why.
I'm
The
boycotting.
DraftKings group that you refused to be a part of. That's what he's talking about, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Did you tell him that you boycotted?
No, I haven't.
Are you
like,
mad at him for joining and not standing in solidarity?
I'm-
with
in
you
In solidarity.
with the boycott?
I push it. I try
He
to
low
get it.
key texts him like, "Yo, I told you not to fucking join that shit. We ain't joining that shit."
Nah, never that. I'm the opposite.
The opposite how? The opposite would be joining. That hasn't happened, so it's not the opposite.
Yo, I can't
I'ma
find.
get on,
You
yeah.
said the name of the song is Little Sister?
Yeah,
I can't find that. I'm on Jewel's
Jewel's
top
first
song.
album.
I'm
Jewel's
like,
first, because it's
I'm
not her
like-
top song. Because this was Jewel.
Well,
this was Jewel when she was her first album, which
yeah,
is.
but I can't find it on the whole page
Well, then look up
of top
just look
songs.
up. Look up.
All right. Oh, I got it now.
You
That's
were
her
meant
demo.
for me. That's her first pieces
It
of you.
literally
it's
says
called.
demo
of You.
on the side. It says, yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna
it has
create another
demo.
thing right now. in the DraftKings group. Should I make a basketball or baseball? Because if I make a hockey, I'm gonna wipe the fucking floor with all of y'all. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
my
cheating.
time.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
Baseball's
baseball.
not. Oh man, I've been falling off with the baseball, man. I've lost so much interest in baseball, man.
So
Yeah, man. The
basketball.
Mets.
Or?
Mets got their first win today, man. Come on, aren't you
Yeah,
happy?
I'm more talking to Flex because he's the only one that's gonna participate. So should it be baseball or basketball?
I gotta eat that. I gotta eat all of this. Pause.
Baseball.
All right, baseball. All right, tomorrow's games, all of the games.
There should be a lot because there wasn't that many today. Plus it's Friday.
Wait a
All the
minute. Oh, this is from this. The one thing about this should be getting confusing because like you got to do it in groups of games. So
Oh,
I guess there's 6 games tomorrow. No, there's 7 games tomorrow. There's 7 games tomorrow. There's 3 early. You could do
how could there only be 7
contest.
games tomorrow?
You could do a contest in the 3 early games, the 3 afternoon games, or all 7. Oh no, wait. What the fuck? This shit says 7.
There can't be
There's
7
3
games
nights,
tomorrow.
so maybe 9. Let me just look at the fucking schedule.
Yeah,
I'm here
'cause even
trying
that
to-
doesn't
trying
make
to
sense,
figure
just
this
because-
shit out through DraftKings, and this shit is mad.
Just because all of the season, or like all the teams that started away series, away stands, they're all coming home. So
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games tomorrow. But you can't do a DraftKings contest for all 13.
okay.
At least based off what I'm looking at, because I wanted to do a one for all 13, but it says you could do a contest for 3 early games on Friday, 3 afternoon games, 3 night games, 7 games. I don't know.
Why
I'll do the 7 game one. Whatever. And Cheeks automatically comes in last. Automatically in last place.
Yeah, but the thing about how they're calling the fouls in the NBA now, like they're
it's
they're
great.
letting them play. They're letting them play.
Yeah, my man's is now you got my man's texting me. Why you boycotting? Shaking my head. Join the league.
See, I'm telling you, people want
not
you to
boycotting,
participate.
man. Don't
I don't know
listen
why
to
you're
them.
boycotting.
Not boycotting. I'm gonna get on.
Okay, so that wasn't you that I saw outside with a sign marching outside my crib. That wasn't you with the big
I didn't say it
inflatable
wasn't me.
rat. That wasn't you with a big
With the big
inflatable
ass,
rat
with the big ass.
outside with a DraftKings hat on the rat.
You fool,
Mad,
son.
and mad niggas that look like this standing in front of the.
Is that a gay lumberjack? Fuck is that? Oh, my man's. He's
That's
back.
the construction worker.
Yeah, he's the
My
goat
man Buck.
with the mask.
Nah, but for real though, you got to join this shit because Blancs joined and then it's over with Blancs.
Then
I
you
guess.
got-
I don't know.
Then you guys got into it.
Into,
But I feel, I
bad faith
thought he
arguments.
might have played. I thought he might have participated in the contest even after that, but maybe not. What about your brother? How come he hasn't joined?
I don't know.
I gotta send him an invite.
Yeah, I don't know if
think
niggas
I
know.
don't think I sent
I don't
him
know
the
if
link.
niggas understand what it is.
Nigga,
Yo,
you
your
don't
brother-
understand what it is. What do you
your
mean?
brother-
I said niggas for a reason. I didn't say.
Your brother had defensive players on fantasy teams
No, that's
like one time. So
he had coaches.
yeah, I know, but
that
this
was the
yeah,
killer, my nigga.
Yeah, but
Defense.
we're talking. Yeah, yeah. I mean this nigga is a deep dive. He's
Yo, my nigga, when I joined that fantasy league and I was like, yo, this nigga set this shit up that I gotta draft a head coach? What kind of league is this that I got myself involved with? I'm over here drafting a coach.
That's crazy.
That was crazy. I don't even know how you got points with a team
How do you get
win.
points?
That shit was crazy.
That's funny.
No, but
George is
join the shit because I want to fucking start doing this shit and because right now the only contests I've made have been free just for fun, but I want to start fucking putting some money up, making this shit fun. But we got to get people to join.
Hold on, I'm on it right now. Well, this,
And the only thing is that you can't really set a contest too far in advance. Like I would like to set some shit
Yeah.
for, for a certain day, but I think you can only do one day ahead.
Yeah, that's the shit. That's the shit with baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's too much. You know, there's too much going on every set day. You know what
Oh
I'm saying?
my
Like,
God, Seton Hall falling apart here. This is
Damn.
terrible. This is my worst nightmare.
and the Knicks making a little run back,
good.
baby run.
See me ball for Seton Hall.
I gotta figure out something to do with this DraftKings contest. There has to be some type of, I don't know, if we're gonna start it off slow or small and not do like crazy money prize pots, if it's just gonna be free, there has to be something. There has to be some type of incentive.
It says
some,
promotional code. You got something for me?
some type of prize or something. Huh?
Promo code. So there's nothing that I
Dan.
can do. So yeah,
Use
Dan.
Dan. Yeah, promo code
Because
Dan.
Because I know.
God damn, it's a new day.
How
So
come
yo,
you
fellas,
you don't got nothing on Kendrick and Drake? I thought you would have had some hot takes.
You know,
with that.
I've been dying to hear it. I haven't really heard, but Biggs brought it to my attention. The Kendrick one, but he hasn't spoke about it since. But I kind of wanted to die. I heard they all responded, so I guess it'll be good to hear. But I don't know.
You don't sound too excited about it.
Nah.
Because you know why? Because this is, remember with like the conversation that you were talking about, Bobby, with the Whitlock and Stephen A. Smith beef. This is
I was literally just gonna say that. Yes.
this is the equivalent of that. This is not going to go anywhere. This is like they're going to probably end up making a song together at some point. Like this is just like there's like nonsense.
My thing is, I don't really even understand what the beef is about, because I was trying to read and figure out how this whole shit started, and I saw that it was that because J. Cole said something about the big three and referring to him, Drake, and Kendrick.
It's just
and
big
Kendrick
me, nigga.
he got offended that he included him in the big three. I didn't really see how that was diss-worthy. That was a diss to Kendrick. I thought that was like, I thought if anything that was like a big up.
Yeah,
But
I think it's just because it's been a thing for a while. Like us three, and then I think he just wants to like make some noise and separate himself. I guess I don't fuck.
and how do you feel about Ben Whitaker? I think is his name.
Who the fuck is that?
Come on, you're supposed to be the boxing guy. I got the name wrong?
Ben Whitaker?
Yeah, Ben Whitaker. That's his name.
Oh, I don't know what happened.
Nah, I seen that I seen like this highlight tape of him, and I don't know, people saying he's the next one.
Oh no, I gotta dive in.
But apparently he
the
must
name,
not be if you never.
nah,
even
the
heard
name
of the guy.
sounds the name sounds familiar. I haven't
Well,
been.
it's Pernell Whitaker. That's right.
Nah, it's not because
Well, that was the thing. At first, I thought it was related, but apparently not. This dude's from UK.
You know what's crazy now too? It's
yeah. I must have. Yeah, hold on. I'm doing
There's,
this.
there's so
That's
many
Man,
football
seeing what
and
the
basketball players now, like basketball players now, that anytime any player has a similar name to like a former player, you think that they're automatically related.
Right?
Yeah.
I know.
It's
When,
crazy.
when Bill Simmons told me his son's name was Ben Simmons, I thought he was related to Ben Simmons. I thought he was Ben Simmons, the basketball player. It's like, oh shit, this nigga Bill Simmons is Ben Simmons' dad? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Come on,
Can you imagine
Seton
what the-
Hall, God damn it.
The conversations on like the old school conversations about like load management and sitting out games with like a person like that Ben with Bill Simmons and that being his son or whatever. That shit would be
Yo, fellas, what we got though,
Yo.
man? Because I gotta Pick my
Nah,
heart.
we-
No, it's over. We got nothing else. It's a wrap. I gotta go be miserable with this goddamn Seton Hall.
Dang.
Look at Shaheen Holloway screaming at the ref. He's about to kill him.
Yo, for real.
He's
Between
about to murder
Like,
the
hit-
ref.
I need these
Hell
Knicks to
yeah.
fucking win this game, bro.
yeah, that's another
The
one.
Knicks?
Tom Thibodeau's head might explode too. He looks like he's about to malfunction.
His quarter zip is about to explode. You need to get this nigga on a diet or get this nigga a size up. What's good? They can't
My man,
fit my
my-
man Tom Thibodeau with a like honestly.
He's
at
getting
this
fouled.
point, if we're not wearing
He's
suits,
getting
just rock a
fouled.
hoodie, comfortable.
He's getting fouled. He's
My
getting
man
fouled.
Hartenstein is crazy though. My man
He's getting
Hartenstein
fouled.
stepped it up though.
Hartenstein.
Hartenstein needs to stop with these fucking bonehead fouls every fucking game. He
Yeah,
has
but
at least two.
he stepped it up, man. He's passing.
No,
it
I
out.
know, but he still has stupid ass fouls, man.
Yeah, well, he's trying.
No,
He reminds me
that's
of
the
Abe.
show. That's gonna do it. Next week. Oh, we need songs. You gave a song.
Yeah, Little Sister by Jewel.
Did you find the song, Flex? Was it on there? or
Yes,
what?
I did. Yes, I did.
It
And
goes
is
like
your
this.
song
Little
artist,
Sister,
artist
I
storytelling
heard you
part,
went to
part
Mr.
1 remix?
Yes. No. Well, both. Well, the video. If you're gonna do the one with Slick Rick, that's the video. So you have to type that in on YouTube. If you want to listen to the song on its own, it's perfectly fine. The Art of Storytelling, Part 1, beautiful song.
Beautiful.
Go for it. Outcast.
There you go.
Fantastic.
Ace, what you got?
You have two options.
I'm gonna go with Mark Anthony.
Ooh,
Mark Anthony. I don't want to go Mark Anthony. I don't know why that popped into my head. That was the first thing. Popped
he's still
into my
worried about
head.
Seton Hall.
I can't believe this. How much did they pay the refs? It's
God
ridiculous.
damn.
Fucking
some
Kareem
allegations there,
Abdul-Jabbar over here, killing me.
Cash rules everything around me.
Cash rules everything around me. That should be my song. I know what song we'll do. We will do a Wu-Tang song. Let's do Wu-Tang. It's Yours.
Beautiful. Love that song.
That's what we'll go with. We'll go with It's Yours. Because I was listening to that
Lady
earlier today.
Impact.
So.
Yeah, love that song. That's
Yeah,
an endless
that was-
track. You want to talk about endless tracks? That's an endless one. That
Oh,
should
that just
bang
give me
anytime.
that. I already got my song for next week.
Send them in the group
It's
chat,
kind
though,
of
man.
because. Yeah.
Please send me those tracks. Well, H, I got yours. Send me that.
Until next week.
It's
I think
yours.
I have yours too, matter of fact.
Hopefully next week we can stop the boycott or end the boycott somehow.
It will.
Maybe we
Yeah.
we
You can
come
stop
back
boycotting
to the
against
negotiating
draft.
table. With the union leader who blew up the rat outside my house. Maybe I can sit down at the negotiating table and they can stop picketing with the signs. And
It will. We got it.
every time I step
Hey,
outside now,
we've
there's
made
somebody,
strides. We've made
Shame! Shame! Shame!
Thanks
I
for
know that
nothing,
you
Joe
sent
Biden.
There it is.
Can't believe you sent these people to protest at my house.